Why do so many women lose interest in sex after marriage is a question people often whisper about but rarely explore honestly, even though it quietly affects countless relationships. And the truth is that this shift is rarely about a lack of love or attraction in the way people assume, but rather about deeper emotional, psychological, and lifestyle factors that slowly accumulate over time and reshape how intimacy is experienced. One of the most overlooked reasons is the sense many women develop that intimacy requires them to give something they no longer have, not because their partner is taking too much, but because they themselves feel depleted from years of prioritizing everyone else while neglecting their own well-being, identity, and inner fulfillment, leading to a feeling of emotional exhaustion that can make physical closeness feel like another demand instead of a shared experience. And this depletion is often misunderstood as a partner problem when it is actually a sign of disconnection from oneself, because when a person feels empty, overextended, or unseen in their own life, it becomes difficult to show up fully in any relationship, including marriage. Many women pour their energy into parenting, household responsibilities, careers, extended family, and social obligations without pausing to ask what they themselves need to feel balanced, valued, and whole. And over time, this imbalance creates resentment, fatigue, and withdrawal, which can manifest as reduced desire, not because intimacy itself is harmful, but because the person offering it feels they have nothing left to give. And while this experience is real and valid, it becomes problematic when it turns into entitlement to shut down connection rather than an invitation to restore personal well-being and shared responsibility within the relationship. Another powerful but rarely acknowledged factor is self-punishment rooted in insecurity and self-criticism as many women grow up, internalizing unrealistic standards about beauty, success, and worth, constantly comparing themselves to others and quietly concluding that they are not enough, which can lead to a subconscious belief that pleasure, joy, and fulfillment are things they do not deserve. And since intimacy is meant to be pleasurable and life-affirming, denying oneself intimacy can become a way of reinforcing negative self-beliefs, turning sex into something avoided rather than enjoyed, not because it lacks value, but because the individual has lost touch with their own sense of worth. This internal struggle often remains hidden behind competence, humor, or a calm exterior, but when someone feels disconnected from self-acceptance, it becomes difficult to receive or enjoy closeness without guilt or discomfort, and this dynamic affects both partners even though its roots lie within the individual. Control is another major contributor, as marriage and adulthood bring responsibilities, unpredictability, and pressure, and many women respond by trying to manage every aspect of life to feel safe, stable, and prepared. Yet intimacy requires presence, relaxation, and vulnerability, which can feel threatening when someone is used to being in constant control, and instead of allowing themselves moments of surrender, playfulness, and openness, they may rely on routines, rules, and avoidance, convincing themselves they are too busy or distracted when in reality they are afraid to let go. And while structure and organization are strengths, an inability to release control can gradually suffocate desire and spontaneity, turning intimacy into something postponed indefinitely. Another significant issue is that many women were never encouraged to explore intimacy for their own enjoyment or understanding, having learned early on to associate sex with approval, validation, or keeping a relationship rather than with personal pleasure and connection, which leads to years of performing expectations without ever asking what feels right, comfortable, or meaningful to them. And when intimacy is framed as something that must always be emotionally profound, perfectly timed, or tied to worth and commitment, it becomes complicated and intimidating instead of natural and accessible. Even though understanding one's own body, boundaries, and preferences can simplify intimacy and make it more authentic and fulfilling for both partners. Perhaps the most difficult aspect to address is how relationship dynamics themselves can influence attraction, particularly when ongoing criticism, micromanagement, or dismissal gradually erode mutual respect and admiration, as repeated negative interactions can weaken emotional bonds and diminish desire over time, not because one partner is inherently flawed, but because patterns of interaction have shifted away from appreciation and teamwork toward frustration and resentment, and research in relationship psychology consistently shows that emotional safety, respect, and positive reinforcement play a crucial role in sustaining intimacy, meaning that how partners communicate and treat each other daily directly affects how connected they feel physically. It is also important to recognize that when dissatisfaction exists within oneself, it can easily be projected onto a partner, turning them into a symbol of one's own unmet needs or internal conflicts, and without self-reflection. This projection can lead to blame rather than growth, making intimacy feel uncomfortable instead of connective. The path forward begins with honest self-examination, not to assign fault, but to understand patterns, needs, and emotional states with compassion and responsibility. As reconnecting with oneself involves more than surface-level self-care and requires acknowledging emotional wounds, unmet needs, and personal choices, and choosing to address them thoughtfully, rebuilding intimacy also involves relearning how to communicate needs clearly, share responsibilities fairly, and foster mutual respect, while recognizing that intimacy is not something taken or given, but something created together when both individuals feel safe, valued, and present. Education around emotional health, stress management, body awareness, and relationship skills can empower individuals to make informed changes that support both personal fulfillment and partnership satisfaction, and understanding how hormones, mental load, sleep, nutrition, stress, and life transitions affect desire can further normalize these experiences and reduce shame. Intimacy evolves over time, and desire is not static, but with awareness, effort, and mutual understanding. It can be nurtured and renewed, reminding us that healthy relationships require growth from both partners, beginning with self-awareness and a willingness to change from within rather than expecting transformation from the other person. And while these conversations can be uncomfortable, they're essential for building marriages grounded in honesty, respect, and lasting connection, because meaningful change begins when individuals are willing to look inward, take responsibility, and choose growth over avoidance. And this understanding opens the door to healthier intimacy, deeper partnership, and a more fulfilling shared life built on mutual care and understanding. And to expand further on this topic, it is important to understand that intimacy is influenced by biological, psychological, and social factors working together, including hormonal changes that occur with age, pregnancy, childbirth, and stress, as fluctuations in estrogen, progesterone, and cortisol can affect energy levels, mood, and desire, making it essential to approach changes in intimacy with patience and medical awareness rather than judgment, and lifestyle factors, such as chronic stress, lack of sleep, poor nutrition, and limited physical activity can significantly impact emotional resilience and physical responsiveness, meaning that supporting overall health is not separate from supporting intimacy, but deeply connected to it. Emotional intimacy also plays a vital role, as feeling heard, appreciated, and emotionally connected creates a foundation where physical closeness feels safe and inviting, while unresolved conflicts, unspoken resentment, or emotional distance can quietly undermine desire, highlighting the importance of open communication, active listening, and shared problem-solving in maintaining a healthy relationship. Cultural narratives around marriage and sexuality can also shape expectations in ways that are unhelpful, teaching people that desire should be automatic and effortless rather than something that requires intention and care, when in reality long-term relationships thrive on conscious effort, adaptability, and ongoing learning, understanding attachment styles, personal boundaries, and emotional triggers can further enhance self-awareness and relationship satisfaction, as people who feel secure and supported are more likely to engage openly in intimacy, while those who feel overwhelmed or undervalued may withdraw as a form of self-protection. Education around consent, mutual pleasure, and emotional safety empowers couples to redefine intimacy in ways that align with their evolving needs rather than rigid scripts, allowing space for curiosity, respect, and growth. It is also valuable to Recognize that intimacy does not have to look the same at every stage of life, and redefining what closeness means during different seasons can reduce pressure and foster creativity, whether through affection, conversation, shared experiences, or physical connection adapted to current circumstances. By shifting the focus from blame to understanding, from performance to presence, and from control to collaboration, couples can rebuild intimacy in ways that honor both individuals. And when women are encouraged to reconnect with their own needs, values, and sense of worth, they are better equipped to engage in relationships that feel nourishing rather than draining, creating a cycle of mutual respect and attraction that benefits both partners. Ultimately, the conversation about intimacy after marriage is not about assigning fault, but about fostering awareness, education, and compassion, recognizing that desire is influenced by many interconnected factors and that growth is possible when individuals are willing to learn, reflect, and take meaningful steps toward personal and relational well-being. And by embracing this approach, relationships can move beyond frustration toward deeper understanding, resilience, and lasting connection built on mutual care, shared responsibility, and genuine intimacy that evolves and strengthens over time.